There is no difference between the @configuration properties and @value annotation. If you also think the same, then this question can definitely reject you in the interview.
देखो, purpose of both the annotations are same. Both annotations are used to read and inject properties from the application.properties file or application.yaml file. But the catch is, whenever you have one or two properties in the application.properties file, it makes sense to use @value annotation. So @value annotation is used for single property injection. However, if I talk about the @configuration properties, whenever you have set of related properties in the application.properties file and you want to map a group of properties to a strong type Java object, in that kind of scenario, it's recommended to use @configuration properties. चलो इसको एक अच्छे से एग्जांपल के साथ समझ लेते हैं. This is my application.properties file. Consider करो मेरी एक application है which will be talking to payment API, right? And for that, I have configured the payment API host, context, version, timeout, right? And whatever the headers that I will be sending to payment API, which is client ID, client secret, and channel value in the application.properties file. If I use @value annotation, this is how my class would look like. So this doesn't seem to be a cleaner approach, and our code is also not maintainable in this scenario. However, if we use @configuration properties, for these properties, our code will look more cleaner and maintainable. So all the properties present in the application.properties file is related to the payment API properties, which can be grouped together and can be mapped to payment API properties object, which is going to be a strong type Java object. So here you just need to define the prefix, right? And after that, whatever the name you have in the application.properties file, like host, context path, you can just use the same field name. And Spring will automatically inject the values for these fields based on the value present in the application.properties file. Also, there is one more advantage of using @configuration properties if you want to use validations for these fields, right? So you can also use Jakarta validations annotations, right? Not blank or @email or @mean max. These kind of annotations for all the fields we have in the payment API properties. So this is one advantage which configuration properties brings on the table, and it is not possible with @value. There we need to write some extra code. So from next time, whenever you read or inject properties from properties file or YAML file, make sure you use the right approach.